Well, welcome out tonight. How's everyone doing? Good. A crowd that speaks for itself. I love coming up and doing stand-up because it makes me a little freer to talk about myself, things that I might be a little more apprehensive to talk about. One is my age. I oftentimes don't like to talk about my age because I like to do things that make me appear younger and do younger things, but I'm going to be honest with you. Right now, this month, here in July, I'm going to turn 51 years old this year. Well, thank you, fan of 51. But what's great is I decided I wasn't going to let that, when I hit 50, I wasn't going to let that bother me. I wasn't going to let it get me down. So I, in this last year, completed my very first marathon. Thank you. It was Law and Order Season 1. And about episode 17, I hit a wall, but you know what? I pushed through it. Got a viewer's high, completed all of it. Felt good about myself. You ever wonder if runners get really pissed off that we took like the laziest possible thing we can do and just named it after the best thing they could do? Like, screw you, marathon, we took it, we own it. Get off our couch. But you know, one thing that I've noticed growing up is one of those scary things for me is being a dad. You know, I've heard a couple people talk about being a parent, but for me, the worst time about being a dad was one time when my first son was 7 years old. 7 years old, and you got to think about 7 years old. That is a tremendous time in a kid's life because at 7, you're now reading pretty much everything. You're questioning everything, and you want to be good. It's like the last time in a kid's life when they still just want to be good. So imagine my shock and horror when I'm on a train station, and a train pulls away, and on the other side of the train, there's a sign that says, "It's great to be a virgin." And I think, I'm dead. I am dead because my son is reading everything, he's questioning everything, and he wants to be good, or great, as this sign is telling him he can be, if he can be a virgin. And I know I'm going to get this, and I get the question, I get the little tug on the hand, and I'm thinking, here it comes. Here it comes. And I'm telling you right now, I was not ready for it. I was not prepared. I wanted him to learn incorrectly in junior high the way I did and everyone else does. But no, he asked me, and he said, "Dad, what's a virgin?" And I kind of hemmed and hawed, and I finally just said, "Well, son, virgin, what that sign's trying to imply, son, is that what the sign's really saying is that there are things that you do after you get married that the sign is saying are better not to do before you're married." And I think I'm vague enough. I can get out of this. I can move on. But he wouldn't let it go. He wouldn't let it go. He said, "Well, like what?" I was like, I don't know, stuff. And he said, "Like buy a house?" And I said, Yes, son, like buy a house. You see, when your mom and I, when we were dating, we wanted to buy a house, son. Oh, we wanted it. In fact, we looked through some magazines and we took some tours, but we never bought the house. We didn't buy the house, but then we got married, son, and we bought the house. And I got to tell you, son, that was the best house ever. I got to tell you, son, I love that house. I mean, 5, 6, 7 times a day, I'm in and out of that house, son. I loved our house. I'd be at work, and the only thing I could think of was, I got to get home. And I'm thinking, well, this is working. This is kind of going. And I tell him, and I start to get into a little bit of a teaching moment. I go, but son, I want you to know that it's not always going to be that way. You'll come home sometimes, and the house doesn't want you in the house. And I'm telling you, when that happens, don't go in the house, son. Stay out of that. And it doesn't matter how long you jiggle the doorbell or anything you do, son. You stay out of it. And don't you dare go around back, son. And I don't know if I really helped him at all. All I know is I get an erection every time I see a parade of homes. Anyway, I'm Bob Bedore. You guys have a great rest of your night. We'll see you soon.